It's green flag time. Let's get this show on the road. Madison Toll dominates and wins. Trey Wright wins the Indianapolis 200.
Miles out nowhere. He's gonna steal it.
It's going to be Mike Fink Jr., number 38. Winnie Crouch is going to take the win here at Pocono. Side by side.
They're going to be side by side going down.
Local Williamson will win the Coca-Cola 600. We are the NIRA. What's up, everyone? It's your boy NSRacing95 AKA Nathan Stapleton here, and welcome everyone to Watkins Glen International. And we are set for the first road course race on the season, and we are set for race 6 on the season, and for the Nintendo Switch 185K at the Glen. It's gonna be a wild one for sure. If the qualifying race about a half hour ago was anything, then we are going to be in for a treat here today at Watkins Glen. The 7th race on the season, and this is starting to get intense. Just 4 races left in the regular season for the Powerade Truck Series drivers, and so far there's still 9 spots left. So there's still plenty of but there's plenty of spots open for these guys to make it into the playoffs, but it's gonna come down to who wants it more. And this race will really shake up the points. Actually, the next week will shake up the points all week long, because it's Watkins Glen today, and then on Thursday or Friday, something like that, it's gonna be Pensacola. So the next 2 races are gonna shake up the points dramatically, and it's gonna set up for a great charge going into our Auto Club in about 3 or 4 weeks. So, coming into this race, this is how the playoff standings look after 6 races. We only have 3 people that are locked in to the playoffs right now. Jeremy Bauer with 2 wins, Benny Watson with 1 win, and Williamson with 1 win. Delano and Davidson did not make it into this race, but those 2 have the other 2 wins in the Powerade Truck Series so far this season. PJ Williams is the highest driver that is in points without a win. He is 57 points above the cutoff line. Brett Sealer is in 5th, 44 points to the good. Osman Hamid is in 6th, and actually it's a tie between Hamid and Baird for 37 points in. Eli Wright is in 8th, 35 points in. Noah Clifton is in 9th, 32 points in. Trey Smith is in 10th, 27 points in. Dale Campbell's in 11th, 25 points in. And the last driver in points that is in is Shane Winslow, 15 points to the good. But then this is when it gets really tight, and this is where points will shake up big time all week long. Christian Vargas, 15 points out in 13th. Owen Miles is in 14th, 16 points back. Francois Chastain is in 15th, 17 points out. 16th is Tall, 20 points out. Russell is in 17th, 20 points out. Smollett is in 18th, 22 points out. Keegan Thompson is in 19th, 28 points back. And then Stephen Thompson is in 20th, 29 points out. So it's really, really tight for these guys, and it's going to be a wild one for sure here at Watkins Glen. So, these 36 drives will go ahead and roll around this 3.4 mile long road course, and we're going to go ahead and do the top 10, maybe even the top 20, since this is such a long road course. So, it is a all KBM front roll with Jake Galloway and Juan Garcia these two have had pretty mediocre seasons. So they're both trying to pick it up here at Watkins Glen. Role number 2, we have Brandon Beal, one of the 6 part-timers that made it in the qualifying race, and then last time is Francois Chastain. Role number 3, we have Benny Watson and Bobby Frazier. Role number 4, we have Jacob Thibodeau, the winner of the part-time qualifying race, and the number 46, the point leader, I believe, coming into this race, PJ Williams in the 46. Role number 5 is Matthew Tall and Brett Sealer. Role number 6 is the number 10 of Christian Vargas and the 92 of Christian Russell. Role number 7, I should say, is Stephen Thompson and Keegan Thompson. Role number 8 is the number 8 of Eli Blight and the 22 of Osman Ahmed. Role number 9 is the number 44 of Nathan Baylor and the 99 of Jeremy Baylor. So the only two-timer of this season starts pretty deep in the field in 18th. And then rounding out the top 20 is Bradley Ween and the 17 of Stephen Cullen. So like I said, there were 6 drivers that made it through the qualifying race, and those 6 drivers were Jacob Thibodeau, Daniel Voiles, Bobby Frazier, Andrew Miller, Alexi, and the number 14 of Brandon Beal. So 14 laps on tap, 36 drivers as normal, and just 4 races to go before the season number 3 Powerade Truck Series playoffs begin. What kind of chaos will we see, and who will shock us all and punch their ticket into the playoffs? Jake Galloway, Juan Garcia, and we are going for the Nintendo Switch 185K at the Glen. And all the all-way wrecking in the back. That looked like it was Dan Voiles and the 56 of Andrew Miller and the 34 of Trey Smith, all-way wrecking before the race even started technically here at the Glen. Absolutely chaotic start to this race. And unfortunately that's probably going to take out those 3 for having a shot at the race win. These guys always single file, but it was the season number 1 champion getting the edge over his teammate Jake Galloway, and he's leading out for him right now, but Francois Chastain all over his back bumper in second. First battle for position is battle for third between Frazier and Galloway. Just a little heads up, every accident that happens we will take a look at it after the race is over, so we will be able to see if what happened on see if what happened off of turn 11 before this race even started. But these guys exiting the boot right now for the first time of the race, and the season number 1 champ Juan Garcia, he's not had the best of luck in the series since then, but wouldn't this be something for him to possibly make it into the playoffs with a win here today? But he's not going to be able to do it like that. He gets into the outside wall off turn 11. And looks like he's the only one to get into the outside wall off of turn number 11 as well. So after leading the majority of lap number 1 is actually going to be the 75 for Francois Chastain, leading lap number 1 and getting a bonus point. Juan Garcia in second, Jake Galloway in third, Brandon Beal in fourth, Bobby Frazier in fifth, Benny Watson in sixth, PJ Williams in seventh, Thibodeau in eighth, Tall in ninth, and Brett Sealer rounds out the top 10. But we are far from over in this race. There's going to be at least 1 pit stop, maybe 2. And oh my Jesus, that was close between Beal and Jake Galloway. I don't know what happened there, but that almost was a disaster. But they keep it straight, looking back to make sure, and the rest of the field does. That was a tight moment going into the carousel. And for these guys, this is the first time in the United Way this year on my side that they are racing on a road course. And oh boy, that was tight between teammates right there. This is getting intense, and we're only on lap number 2 of 14. Battle for second between Galloway and Garcia. And not much battle anymore, because Juan Garcia will take that spot. A wild start to this race. And we're only 2 laps in. And to think, this is 14 laps. Tomorrow, in the Red Bull Cup Series race, it's 22 laps. So it's going to be even more chaos. And now Juan Garcia is going to take advantage of what happened to Francois Chastain off of turn 11. And someone's on pit road. A couple of trucks are on pit road. And it's the 34 and the 56. And the 87. So I'm not surprised they finally decided to come down onto pit road to fix the damage with the accident that happened right before we went green. But now Juan Garcia, the season 1 champ, is out front at the Glen. But he has Francois Chastain all over his back bumper. But you can just tell these guys have, the top 2 always have left side damage from hitting the outside wall. But then we did see Thibodeau hit the wall twice in the qualifying race and still win that one. So it's not really gonna be that big of a deal as long as you don't hit the wall too bad. And it's not that big of a hit. These guys starting to calm down a little bit, starting to take a chill pill. Because these guys know that it is 14 laps, not 5, like it was in the qualifying race. Juan Garcia out front, really making a mistake. Once again, off of 2011, past 2 laps, the race lead has made a mistake off of this last turn. And it's going to happen again. Juan Garcia into that outside wall. And the race lead each lap has hit that outside wall off 2011. And then, what a save. Baylor and Russell got into it. And they saved it. What a save from those two. What a save from the Season 2 champion. And what a save from the 2-time winner this season, Jeremy Baylor. But now, Francois Chastain is out front, and he has the poster of Jake Galloway all over his back bumper. Is he going to do a slingshot? Yes, he will, doing a side draft going into the carousel, but he couldn't get there quite yet. Very entertaining race so far, and we're only on lap number 4 here in the Nintendo Switch 185K. Francois Chastain, he's had a up and down season, and both Powerade trucks and the Red Bull Cup Series went upside down in the Coca-Cola system early on in that one. Let's just say he's had a more better rookie season in trucks than Cup. So, it would be interesting to see if he can get the job done. But there's gonna be 1, maybe 2 pit stops. If I had to guess, probably a 2-stop race. But we have to wait and see. The top 2 hit the outside wall that time. I know we talk about clean air, and oh, there they go, DJ Reed. Roger Hampton, the 18, and the 13, and the 30. Roger Hampton, DJ Reed, and Christian Russell, Jonathan Hoff, Justin Zeidel, Matt Danielson. Looks like the 12 of Leroy Minnick and the 52 of of Owen Miles might have gotten involved as well. Big time crash off turn 11. Meanwhile, back out front, Brandon Beal and PJ Williams doing a couple of side draft moves and trying to get some positions. Result of what just happened to Justin Seidel, but the other three KVM trucks are all inside the top 5 right now. That is really impressive here at the Glen, but Francois Justin runs really wide, and that's going to allow Jake Galloway to get to the inside. And Jake Galloway, he's had a tale of 2 different seasons in both series. He's been one of the best drivers in the Red Bull Cup Series, but he's had such a dismal Truck Series season up to this point. He's got a couple of poles, but that's about it. So he would love to change things around here today at the Glen. A lot of drivers want to change the seasons around that are up towards the front, but one guy that wants to keep up with his momentum is PJ Williams, the most consistent driver so far this season, leading the points. And Brandon Beal got a massive run off of turn 11. The first time that the leaders did not hit that outside wall that time. And you can just tell some of these guys are super slow, especially this 3 of Roger Hampton. If he doesn't pick up the pace, well, yeah. So, I mean, with some of these cars that were involved in that crash a lap or 2 ago off of turn 11, it's going to be interesting of how they manage Roger Hampton and Justin Seidel. A very chaotic race up to this point, and we are not even halfway through race 7 on the season. There's Roger Hampton, he's just now exiting, I believe that is the heel, and now in the toe in the boot, and he's gonna be a problem right off of the toe. So that's gonna be a factor here. Hopefully these guys. Okay, he's not gonna be a factor. He's just gonna. I thought he was gonna be in the way, but he's not. A tough way for Roger Hampton. Ever since he won early on in the season, he has had such a bad season. And no, PJ Williams just went up. Wait, no, that's the 18. Someone just hit the 18. I don't know who that was. But someone just hit the 18, and that slowed everyone down. And now these guys are holding up everyone. There's gonna be some replays to look at here at the Glen. And into the outside wall goes Juan Garcia a 3rd time. And multiple guys hitting that outside wall now this time by. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's the bad thing about Watkins Glen, because it's so long, they have to drive the entire track just to get back to pit road, and we saw of how much the 18 and the 3 of how much that affected them. Looks like Noah Clifton may be doing strategy here, depending on lap number 6, well, lap number 7. Actually, no, I don't think so. I think he might have damage. So that's gonna be an unfortunate break for him. Meanwhile, back out front, things have changed since the last time I went up to the front. Because now Brandon Beal is out front. And now, here comes PJ Williams trying to take 2nd away from Jake Galloway. Brendan Watson is in 4th. Juan Garcia is in 5th. Things have changed big time in the past lap or so here at the Glen. But what I'm curious is, was that strategy from Noah Clifton and not in the 98, or was he just coming down to fit some damage? Because there's gonna be about 1, maybe 2 pit stops in this race, but I don't know when those will happen. Might happen this time by, because a lot of these guys are running a different line. and Jake Galloway is pitting. So, oh, there goes Leroy Minnick. And it looks like everyone's going to avoid him. But Leroy Minnick goes around off of the last turn, and we are halfway through this race. And pit stops have begun. Noah Clifton pitted on that number 6. And now, that was, Jake Galloway that pitted on that number 7. So, this might be close, because some people might be able to stay out longer than others. And some people might make it on 1 stop, and some people might have to make it on 2 stops. But this is starting to get really interesting here at the Glen. But PJ Williams all over the back bumper of Brandon Beal. PJ Williams, he's not only been the best driver, but this is his 3rd season in the Powerade Truck Series. And he's really starting to learn everything about these trucks, and he's had such a great season, super consistent, and this would be something if he could win here at the Glen here today. But here's the thing, will anyone else pit this time by on lap number 9? I'm just gonna say lap number 9 since that's basically what it will be. But Brandon Beal challenged by PJ Williams, and PJ Williams is actually going to try the 2nd lane in turn 10, and that's going to give him the advantage going into turn number 11. Oh no, the top 2 take each other out. They save it, but PJ, oh no, Bobby Frazier, he almost hit the inside wall. Chaos, 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 and more chaos. Dan Campbell into the outside wall. And no one's pitting this time by. So no one is deciding to pit yet here at the Glen. They're gonna have to pit at some point in this race. I think it might be about lap 10, lap 11. So if that's the case, then there's gonna be a dash at the end of this race. But here comes Benny Watson, the number 6. He won at Daytona, and now he is trying to take 2nd away from Brandon Beal. Fairly quiet season for Benny Watson ever since winning Daytona at the beginning of the season back in May. But who knows, he could sneak up to that race lead and steal a win from PJ Williams. But a long race to go. And I know, and yeah, something did happen because Tall's destroyed, Fergus, Hamid, so something happened. And now there's a bunch of cars on pit road. And Tall is destroyed. Oh boy. So there's gonna be a lot of stuff to review at the end of this race, but we have 5 laps to go at the line this time by. And still a pit stop left to go for most of these drivers. And speaking of pit stops, Benny Watson, Brandon Beal, Juan Garcia, Francois Chastain, a lot of people are pitting on that number 10. And I don't know what the heck Nathan Baird was doing. I think he overshot it big time. But a bunch of people pitting on that number 10 at the Glen. So I ended up being right with being about lap 10 to lap 11. PJ Williams now, because of that, he has a 3.4 second gap last time by over not Bobby Frazier, but Jacob Thibodeau. Frazier in 3rd. Steve Thompson out of nowhere is in 4th. Eli Bright is in 5th. Brett Sealer is in 6th. Stephen Cohen in 7th. Nathan Baird in 8th. Alex C in 9th. And Dale Campbell in 10th. So things are gonna shake up big time. Because once this all cycles out, after pit stops, it's gonna be about 3 laps to go. So it's gonna be crunch time to see if who will get the job done in the Nintendo Switch 185K. Let's see, will everyone else pit here on lap number 11? And PJ Williams is going to pit. Same with the 04, same with the 49, the 33, the 8, the 17, the 44, the 16, 28. Is Dale Campbell going to pit? Yes, he will. Is Josh Williamson going to pit in the number 45? Yes, he will. So looks like everyone else will pit here. And I do believe... Actually, no. On Miles... Actually, I don't know if he's already pitted. I don't know if he has pitted yet. I think he has. So I think that's everyone that has pitted. Because, yeah, now... Ben Watson is going to be up front. So that's going to do it. That is going to cycle out to be the number 6 of Ben Watson out front. And Bradley Weems going to be in second out of nowhere. So that's going to shake things up. Thibodeau in third. Beal is going to be in fourth. Stephen Cohen. Shane Winslow. There's a lot of people that we have not seen up front always long that is going to be up front. Because, the 46 of PJ Williams, he's going to fall deep in the field to about, 10th place, I think. So that strategy did not work whatsoever for PJ Williams and for everyone else that stayed out an extra lap. And this might be Ben Watson's race to lose here at the Glen. But who knows, Bradley Weems, he's not had a good season. He's not even inside the top 20 in the playoff standings. So he needs a good one. But more importantly, he probably needs a win more than anything if he wants to make it into the playoffs at this point. And he's in second, I believe, this time by. We will know. Coming to 3 laps to go here at the Glen. And it is. So Ben Watson is out front with 3 laps to go. Bradley Weems is in second. Brandon Beal in third. Thibodeau in fourth. Where did Shane Winslow come from in fifth? Okay. Jake Galloway in sixth. Stephen Cohen in seventh. Keegan Thompson in eighth. Nathan Bailey in ninth. And rounding out the top 10 is Stephen Thompson. And PJ Williams, he lost, I think, like 8 to 10 spots on pit road with that strategy. So that did not work for him whatsoever. Francois Chastain, who was up front early on, he's going to be back in 12th. So a lot of drivers that we thought had a shot, not going to have a shot anymore. And now Bradley is getting eaten up alive by this 3-truck pack of Beal, Thibodeau, and Winslow. We've had 2 part-timers win this season. The 68 of Mark Davis in the most recent win at Charlotte in the Powerade Truck Series, and we saw Delano win as well. So it's gonna be interesting to see if we will have yet another part-timer. But if the part-time drivers want to get this win, they're gonna have to catch up to Ben Watson. We'll hope that he makes a mistake, because right now, coming to 2 laps to go, he has a gigantic gap over Nathan over Brandon Beal. But something tells me that oh, I just jinxed it. Brandon Beal goes around. Baylor was involved a little bit. And Stephen Cole and Norwoods go into the back of the 14. That's gonna win his Kate, and Alex just ran into the back of the 14. Both of those guys were having such great ones. Stephen Cohen was inside the top 10. Both of them were inside the top 12. And now their days are not going to end the way that they wanted them to end. And who knows, Stephen Cohen might be a factor on this last lap for these race leaders. But last time by, Benny Watson had a 4-second gap, almost 5-second gap over Shane Winslow in the number 20. So, the way it's looking like right now, Benny Watson is probably going to get his second win on the season. But who knows, those slow cars, those damaged cars could be in the way on his final lap. Benny Watson, very quiet this season, won at Daytona, a wild card race, and now coming to the white flag, Benny Watson might be able to win yet another wild card race, but this time here at the Glen. Off of turn number 11, Benny Watson gonna hit the wall really hard, but he's gonna save it. White flag is out. Final lap for Benny Watson in the number 6. And how far back is Shane Winslow? He is a whopping 4.61 seconds. Where is the 17 of Stephen Cohen? He might not be as big of a factor as I thought, since he's already in the boot, and the race leaders are just now exiting the S's. So Benny Watson, as long as no shenanigans happen, he should be able to get his second win on the season here at the Glen. But this race we knew was going to shake up the points, and it's safe to say that it did just that here at the Glen. In the boot, the final time exit. Going into the toe of the boot. And Benny Watson, he doesn't have to do anything special. He has a big enough gap on Shane Winslow, but he can almost coast and be a little bit more safe in this last half of a lap. Going into the heel of the boot now. Benny Watson, he pulled the strategy right, and for Norm Benning Racing, a very quiet team, a single truck team, but in the past couple of seasons, single truck teams have been the way to go. And off of turn number 10, and they're going to catch up to Stephen Cohen off of turn number 11, but it's not going to affect the race leader. Benny Watson into the outside wall, but he's not going to get sideways. Benny Watson, he won that Daytona, and now he will win the Nintendo Switch 185K at the Glen. Second win on the season for Benny Watson, and he ties, well, he joins the 99 of Jeremy Baylor with 2 wins on the season. Shane Winslow is going to get second, and where did Jake Galloway come from? He's going to get third out of nowhere. Great one for him. Bradley Weeman 4th, Keegan Thompson in 5th out of nowhere. The 04 up the middle in 6th, PJ Williams in 7th, Stephen Thompson in 8th, Francois Chastain in 10th out, in 9th out of nowhere, and then Nathan Baird in the number 44 gets 10th. But before we show the full finishing results, as I can't speak, let's see if what happened to bring out, not all the cautions, but let's see if what happened with all of the chaos and all of the wets here at the Glen for race number 7 on the season. This is what happened right at the start. Jonathan Off got a little bit sideways, got into the 56th of Andrew Miller, got into the guardrail. Big time hit for the 56, and then Matt Sanderson missed it barely, but Trace Smith did not. And then nowhere to go for foils, got into the 34 as well. So that was a unfortunate break, dropping on lap number 1, not even on lap number 1, but coming to the green. So that is an unfortunate break for all 4 drivers here at the Glen. Hoff, Trey Smith, Andrew Miller, and Daniel Boyles. They probably would have had a good shot at getting the top 10, top 15, but it didn't happen because of that incident before the race even started. And then this is wrapping off with turn number 11. DJ Reed got into the outside wall, and then he hit it so that it sent him around, and then nowhere to go for wide ramp in the number 3. Dale Campbell actually was just fine. No, he wasn't. He got a little piece of it out of that, 'cause he got a piece of it. And I thought it was going to be fine for the most part until right there with Justin Zidell got into the number 3. And Matt Sanderson nowhere to go in the number 02. And then Hoff nowhere to go in the number 13. So a couple of big time hits. And that took most of those guys out of the running here at the Nintendo Switch 185. But then the defending champion Christian Russell, I don't know what he was doing here, but he just ran into the back of the number 30 of Matt Sanderson. So I don't know what that was for. I think he just couldn't really see where he was going. I guess, I don't know, but a unfortunate break for that team here at Watkins Glen. A tough way for all of those drivers to bring out the second, not second caution, but for the second incident here at the Glen. And then we all saw what happened to Zidell, and then Zidell just got dumped by the 75 for Francois Chastain, and Brett Sealer nowhere to go but into Justin Zidell. So that was an unfortunate break for Zidell, all the way pretty much being done for the day. And then also for Francois Chastain and Brett Sealer having nowhere to go but getting involved in something that was not in their control. This is what happened going into turn number 11 for Leroy Minnick. They went 3 wide and it just did not work. The 22 got into the 33 and then got into the 12. And unfortunately that spun him around, but a pretty mild incident right there. Just a simple spin. But Leroy Minnick's tough rookie season continues here in the Powerade Truck Series. This didn't take anyone out, but Brandon Beal got into the 46 of PJ Williams got into the outside wall, and then Francois Chastain sideswiped Bobby Frazier, and that also hurt him in the number 41, the number 49, I should say. So no one was out from any of that, but they were definitely hurting a tad bit for the rest of the race. So this is really bad. Christian Vargas got into the corner panel of Madsen Tall twice during the side draft, was too much, and hit the angled tire barrier wall all the way onto a front end, and then nowhere to go for Francois Chastain but to hit Tall right in his roof. This was bad. That was bad. That was super bad. Osman Harmon and Madsen Tall and not Francois Chastain, but Christian Vargas, all 3 trucks destroyed. And that was all because of Christian Vargas. A scary accident here at the Glen. Terrible accident here. Jesus. Following along with Madsen Tall, I can't believe it. That was such a big hit. That was just a side drive gone wrong, really. Vargas tried doing a side draft and it just did not work. And unfortunately, 3 trucks got taken out and they were all inside the top 10 at the time. So tough break, gigantic impact. Let's watch that a couple more times. And then this was the last incident to happen. The 14 just got into the outside wall, spun around. Bradley barely avoided it. Thibodeau got involved, and then unfortunately Stephen Cohen nowhere to go into the back of Brandon Beal. So multiple drivers having good days that it went up in smoke, and then Alex he got into the 14 as well in the number 28 machine. So a wild day here at the Glen. A big time impact for Tall and Osman. Hopefully those two are okay, but luckily this is just a video game. And at the end of the day, it ends up being the number 6 of Benny Watson getting the job done here at the Glen, picking up his second win on the season for the Powerade Truck Series. A wild race for sure, but that's what we always expect when we come to these road courses. And that was a wild race for sure here at Watkins Glen. Benny Watson gets the job done for his second win on the season. Shane was off, gets second, Galloway in third, Lean in fourth, Thompson in fifth, Thibodeau in sixth, PJ Williams in seventh, Stephen Thompson in 8th, Francois Chastain in 9th, Nathan Bale in 10th, Eli Bright, Beal, Frazier, Garcia, Sierra, Smart, Hamill, Boyles, Russell, and Trey Smith rounds out the top 20. And the last car, well, the last truck I should say, that finished on the lead lap was Noah Clifton. The last truck that finished was Owen Miles, finished one lap down. And then, as you can see, Alex, Stephen Cohen, Limo Umenica ended up being out because of the tire punches, so that's odd. He gets 27th. And then we all saw Brad Muhammad, Bogus, Tall, Baylor, Anderson, Seidel, Hampton, Hoff, and DJ Lee. So, a wild race for sure here at Watkins Glen. But at the end of the day, Benny Watson gets his second win on the season. And he now ties James Baylor with the most wins on the season. Thank you guys so much for watching this wild race here at Watkins Glen. We are not done for today though, because later on tonight it will be race number 8 on the season for the Kansas Super Speedway Series as they go north of the border at Ricky Raceway. So that's going to be a good one. And then tomorrow it will be the Rebel Cup Series race at Xbox 360K here at the Glen for race number 12 on the season for them. So, until later on tonight for the Kansas Super Speedway Series race number 8, congratulations to Benny Watson on getting the win in the Nintendo Switch 185K. Coming up next are the points, playoff points for Game of the Year points, team points, and burnouts for Benny Watson here at Watkins Glen. And until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye!